recognize how critical this stretch of the season is. They're in the playoff picture right now, and they are focusing on hitting their stride as we head into the postseason.
And the starting group for the Spurs, filling the perimeter spots, are Castle and Vassell. Then it's Victor Wembanyama, and it's Fox, and it's Champagnie in at the four-man position. And for Boston, down on the block, it's Tatum with Kata.
Here we go.
The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the three. Well, Doris, this is a game a lot of folks have been looking forward to. Two elite teams with some major star power.
And star power is exactly what this league has been built on. Good competition brings out the best in your stars. Who wants to get it done tonight?
Now, here's Fox. Clock is at 3. Shoots over White. Here's Wembanyama. The shot's good. Wembanyama's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Spurs. Outside Tatum. They set the pick from outside the arc. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. Shoots it. And Boston with the rebound. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
And it's White missing. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. The wide open look here for Fox. Misses the 3. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep. Here's Kata. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Jason Tatum simply does it all on a basketball floor. That time, sets his teammate up nicely.
Outside, Fox. Pass to Wembanyama. And Greg, with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award, the Spurs went back-to-back in that category.
Yeah, of course, Victor Wembanyama winning that same award in 24. Just more confirmation that these Spurs are building something special.
And the first one at the line is good. And Boston certainly has some of the most knowledgeable sports fans, Doris, in the country.
Kevin, not only knowledgeable, but passionate. And when you think over the 4 major sports in the city and the tradition of success, it is no wonder they are so committed.
And so he hits both. And Doris, a measured pace for the Celtics. No rush, don't turn it over, and then they get what they want.
Well, this is Joe Mazzulla's philosophy in a nutshell. Quality offense begins with taking care of the basketball first. He believes in the math, meaning he believes if you can get a good look at 3, you take it.
And here is Vassell, following Jaylen Brown's 3. Wembanyama, a screen on White. Good on the bucket.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Tatum. He's coming off a 19-point game against Philadelphia. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. Coach said they need to stop Fox from dribble driving as he can dismantle a defense if he gets inside. He told me the problem with Fox is he's just so fast. You can't slow him down with just one guy. So Coach wants his help defenders alert and within range to help when needed. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you.
Well, that's surprising. This guy is a good mid-range shooter, just can't get it to go.
Fox kicks to Vassell. Pass to Wembanyama. And the Spurs scoring again.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Let's see some of the numbers here for Stephon Castle.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Celtics trail by 5. Brown outside. The 3 from Tatum. Vassell grabs the board. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. To the inside. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
And it's Hauser in the corner. Back to White. Looking to end the run. Vassell grabs the board.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. Back to Fox. Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. No good, shot missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected and great timing on the contest.
And another miss by Boston.
Boy, not his best quarter. He's trying to break through.
Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Castle against Brown. And the dunk by Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown so quick off his feet. What a vertical threat he is.
Spurs leading by 5. Pass to Castle. Here's Champagnie. Spurs working the ball around now. And that one's good. Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 10.
Oh, phenomenal work right there. There's times, boy, he can be tough to check.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
White finds Brown. And the layup is good. 7 points in the game.
Well, that's where you use your athleticism and agility if you're Jaylen Brown, navigating to a high percentage look.
Pass to Champagnie. Out to the right wing. Wembanyama down low. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Barnes, he's checked in for the Spurs. And let's go quickly to the 2K leaderboard to see the ratings of the best passing 2 guards in basketball. Stephon Castle, number 1.
Well, when he's on the court, it's like having a second point guard out there. I mean, and in fact, his passing ability oftentimes rivals or surpasses some of the best point guards in our league.
Yeah, he may be a shooting guard by name, but he is every bit the distributor that some of the league's top point guards are. And he's as unselfish a player as there is at the off-guard spot.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Well, already so accomplished, Doris. Jason Tatum. As you look at the landscape of the Celtics, where is his place in that story?
Well, let's remember, Kevin, that he's still a young player, and so that history is still being written. But the North Star for the Boston Celtics is always championships, and Tatum has proven he can deliver.
So it's Boston now, after the basket by San Antonio. Here's Brown. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Wembanyama's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Castle. Still without a basket.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
To the paint, here's White. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
Derek White, tremendous finisher in the painted area, just drops it in softly.
Pass to Champagnie. Castle against Brown. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Tatum. Right around 21 points per, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Well, you get the feeling he believes every rebound should be his, and most of them are. This guy is putting up tremendous numbers.
Vucevic checked in for the Celtics. Pritchard comes in for Tatum. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Harper, he's checked in for Castle. Hauser misses. Spurs leading by 4. Wembanyama looking it over. Barnes kicks to Harper. Wembanyama down low. Vucevic defending. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Harper. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And sometimes you can make a few plays here and there, but never get into a real rhythm. That's what happened to them in that game.
I'll tell you, that's a great way to put it, because I thought they were all over the place. They never settled into any kind of rhythm.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. Three-pointer. Fox, no good.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Hauser the pass to Vucevic. Brown outside. And Vucevic kicks to Brown. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Spurs leading by 6. Pass to Champagnie. And here is Barnes. He's covered by Brown. Here's Champagnie. Wembanyama, a screen. And the shot is good. And it's the Celtics with the ball. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
White looking around. Vucevic setting the pick for Pritchard. To the middle, just 5 on the clock. Yep, it counts.
Nikola Vucevic skilled at rolling hard to the rim after setting the screen. That is a smart play.
San Antonio's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Fox, the bounce pass. Wembanyama outside.
I see him.
Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Brown. Celtics trail by 6. Pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. Guarded by Fox. Back to Brown. Now Hauser. Hasn't made one yet.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Boston making some changes. Walsh is checked in. And it's Tatum in for Jaylen Brown. The Spurs making a switch here. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter. Pass to Harper. Down low. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Here's Shireman. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Spurs?
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Here is Harper. Still scoreless. Pass to Castle. Inside. Here's Cornette. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, it's exactly how you lead someone with the pass. Beautifully done.
Tatum against Johnson. And that one's good. Tatum's got 5 now.
My goodness, the ability to adjust to defenders all around him makes Jason Tatum special. That's big-time hoops, folks.
Here's Castle. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Tatum's got it all tied up now for the Celtics. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers. And here is Johnson. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. For the 3. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Spurs lead by 2. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for San Antonio. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
They've got Vucevic. Jason Tatum is out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Shireman in at the 2 guard. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now, here's Johnson. Still yet to score. They set the pick. Down to 5 on the shot clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. And here's Harper from the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Outside Tatum. Vucevic a screen on Johnson. Tatum no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
They say the vertical is where Castle lacks a bit. Show me where it lacked there.
Here's Tatum following the bucket by the Spurs. Over Johnson. Tatum with another miss. Spurs leading by 5. And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
That takes a nice controlled handle and then the confident finish. Harrison Barnes looking really good right now.
Here's Pritchard. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Outside Harper. Pass to Castle. To the inside. Here's Barnes. Vucevic with the rebound. And Vucevic has got the ball here for the Celtics. 7-point differential. Outside Tatum. there's Tatum's range on display.
Jason Tatum is a thirsty scorer, and right now filling it up.
Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, the Celtics have a great 1-2 punch with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum said, JB always starts the game really aggressive. I'm a naturally laid-back guy. I kind of see things out first, and then I can essentially take over when I need to. We have found that balance. Kevin?
A dangerous duo for sure. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Vassell, the bounce pass. Barnes outside. Here's Castle. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Castle's got 4 points in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Harper against Pritchard. Vucevic setting the pick for Pritchard. First three-pointers off the mark.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Here's Castle. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Spurs have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Brown, he's checked in for the Celtics. Fox, he's checked in for the Spurs. On the free throw, no good. And Greg, everyone talks about the importance of basketball IQ. Can you win in the NBA with a low IQ team?
Boy, it would be tough. I mean, there's a reason younger teams typically don't win at the highest level. But you need to take those lumps and get that experience and learn from those lessons.
Now here's Tatum. Pritchard gets the bucket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Fox against Pritchard. There's the screen for three. Vassell drills it from outside. Vassell's got the lead up to 11 now for the Spurs.
Just too easy for Vassell. Got to run him off the line.
Pass to Tatum. Over in the corner, Brown. Here's Shireman. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Boy, how about that pass? He put it right where it needed to be.
Fox kicks to Vassell. Shoots the three. And the Spurs another three.
And that quick shot by Fox is something you know he has worked on religiously. Nice finish.
Vucevic a screen on Barnes. Down low. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And San Antonio has possession following the bucket by the Celtics. Here's Fox. Pass to Castle. And Fox gets it to go. Fox has got 5 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Here's Brown. He's got 7. Outside Tatum. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Boston with another.
Boy, hard to operate any more efficiently than this guy has this quarter.
Spurs leading by 10. Pass to Castle. Now here's Vassell. This one for 3. And Pritchard pulls it down. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Celtics. The kick out to Brown. Latrey. San Antonio with the rebound. Now, here's Vassell. His last outing, 16 points for him. Pass to Cornet. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Looking here at some numbers for Brown. He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. Wembanyama, he's checked in for Luke Cornet. Celtics trail by 10. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And the Spurs making a change here. Harper's checked in. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams have been the best in the rebounding department since the All-Star break. Number 1, the Celtics. The Spurs second.
Yeah, both of these squads can rebound at a high clip, but it seems they've really even exceeded their expectations since the All-Star break.
Brown finds White. Back to Brown. Pass to White. 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. White's got it back down to within single digits for the Celtics.
Derek White is a legit three-point threat. I don't care where on the floor he is. You better contest.
Fox with it. 9 points in the game so far. Here's the floater. Here's Wembanyama for 3. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
Pass to Tatum. From deep three-point land. Oh, Tatum from way outside.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Fox looking it over. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And the speed of the Aaron Fox. Wow. G.A., he gets up the court in a hurry.
And you combine his water bug quickness with the towering size of Wembanyama. It's a 1-2 punch that promises to confound opponents for years to come.
First free throw is good. Hurtling down the home stretch of this season, Greg, what do you make of potential first-round series in this postseason?
Well, there's certainly some matchups that I think plenty of fans would love to see, but we still have a bit of time for things to kind of fall into place. That's what makes this time of year so exciting.
Here's Keita. 8 points his last outing, and it's Brown missing. Pritchard against Harper. Pass to Olynyk. Wembanyama sets a screen for Olynyk. Fires from deep. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Celtics trail by 8. Now Hauser. Olynyk is covering. Outside White. And here's Brown. Pass to Hauser. Fires for 3. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
And a monster game for Wemby. With the matchup issues he creates, I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Here's Pritchard. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. And here's Brown outside, and again, Boston with the triple.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
Fox passes to Vassell. Olynyk, a screen on Brown. And the three ball is good. Vassell's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Spurs.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Spurs leading by 7. Pass to Olynyk. It's Wembanyama at the elbow. Outside, White. Over in the corner, Brown. Now Pritchard. And a miss there on the triple.
Obviously, this hasn't been his strongest quarter, and they need more contribution from him.
And it's sent back by White.
You talk about protecting the basket. Derek White with the big-time swat at the rim.
Queta. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for San Antonio. They've held a 12-point lead early. Celtics trail by 7. Driving to the basket. And Queta gets it to go. Queta's got his second bucket.
Terrific move. He sees the opening and doesn't hesitate.
Outside Harper. Pass to Olynyk. Now Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama! Too easy.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
1:03 left now here in the second. Nice move. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Brown's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Now, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again. Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
35 seconds left in the first half. Back to Hauser. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And some changes here for the Spurs. Champagne's checked in, and Castle is subbed in for Harper. Brown down low, covered by Vassell. And it's Brown missing. San Antonio leading by 5. Here's Fox. There's a screen. Vassell inside the line. No good with the wing jumper. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs lead by 5. Oops, coming your way in just a moment.
Hello and welcome, basketball fans. The first half coming to an end with a deficit for the Boston Celtics.
I don't know what they have to do to get a rebound. They're fortunate to still be in this game.
Well, we know rebounding is partly a hustle stat, but I don't know if the energy is their problem. They're just getting pushed around, Shaq.
Let's take a moment now and swing on over to the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference.
Checking out Boston. Last week of the season, they want the playoffs to start, but they still got to take care of business.
Interesting time. You want to avoid injuries, but also not lose your momentum.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
Celtics trail by 5. Getting underway now in the second half, and here's the 5 for Mitch Johnson. Fox and Castle are their guards. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 4. Now Wembanyama after the missed 3 from Derek White. Wembanyama outside. A 3 ball. And Tatum pulls it down. The Celtics shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Now Hauser. Tatum on the wing. Pass to Queta. 6 on the shot clock. There's Brown with the 3. The rebound by Champagnie.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by White. Racking up the points down low. Well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama is second.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
You know, and even with entire defenses schemed around stopping them, their scoring output always remains high. These fellas are anchors in the post for each of their teams.
Now here's Brown, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Spurs leading by 5. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Fox. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Vassell outside for 3. Shot by Champagnie, no good. Austin's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Hauser. He's got 6.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Austin shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
That free throw, good from Hauser. Both shots good from the stripe.
Boy, when you watch this guy shoot free throws, you can see very repeatable motion, and that is what leads to this kind of consistency.
Here's Castle. He has 6. Here's Champagnie, and he's good on the 3 ball. Champagnie's got his second bucket tonight.
And there's a nice playmaking element to Castle's game, especially at 6'6".
Now here's Tatum, guarded closer. From deep, Tatum a 3 of his own.
And you talk about getting back into the game, folks. 3 is better than 2.
And you don't need to tell him that. He's used the three-point shot as his primary weapon today.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here he goes. Pass to Queta. Out to White for the tie. Queta, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
And a moment here to see the numbers for White. He's getting around 16 points a game, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
Now, here's Fox. He's got 10. Pass to Champagnie. The 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Kata's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Boy, they feel tense to start the second half. They are 1 for 5, guys.
Tatum with the screen on Castle. Brown with the bounce pass. Tatum's shot is off. San Antonio leading. Pass to Champagnie. And that one is good. Champagnie's got his 3rd basket of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Up top, Tatum. 20 points for him. It's good from the top of the key. Tatum's got 5 points in the quarter.
Just tremendous confidence from Jason Tatum. This guy understands I am a scorer even at the most elite level.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks. Jaylen Brown is rounding out his game in all facets. He said, I've definitely worked on my playmaking, just being able to see the floor, making great reads, creating for my teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. Back over to you guys.
Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And a moment to see numbers
For Wembanyama.
first in blocks, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
He has been a human highlight reel all season long. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now, and he has the numbers to back it up. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
White the pass to Hauser. Now Tatum. There's the 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Tatum's got 25 points.
Boy, picking up where he left off. His second from distance this half, 5 overall.
Fox against White. Floats it up for... Oh, watch out for Wembanyama.
The perfect lob partner. Wembanyama with elite hand-eye coordination.
Outside, White. Brown sets a screen for White. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Boy, this guy has not had a great night, and it really has weighed the entire team down. If you're a defender, your job is to make life hard on an excellent shooter. Great defense there.
Kata, the pass to Hauser. And stolen by Castle. Outside, Fox. Spurs working the ball around now. Pass to Castle. Top of the key jumper, no good. Celtics trail by 3. Brown finds White. Now here's Tatum. Guarded by Fox. Here's Hauser for the tie. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Outside, Fox. Basket counts. Fox has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Nice work inside from the smaller Fox. So cunning and crafty around the rim.
Outside, Tatum. Back to Brown. Fader on the way. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Boy, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Pass to Champagnie. It's Fox with the drive. On the left block, uses the glass to drop it in. Fox has got 17 now.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Brown outside. And here is Tatum. He's got 25. Vassell grabs the board. Vassell's got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside, Fox. Castle finds Wembanyama. Oh, too easy for Wembanyama.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Vucevic checked in for Boston. Richard comes in for Sam Hauser. And San Antonio also making a switch. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Vassell. Barnes against Tatum. Vucevic is screen on Barnes. Here's Tatum. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 5 assists in the game. Pass to Castle. Back to Fox. Plays it up and banks it in. Fox has got 19 points.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Richard with the ball. Brown outside. Pulls up. Rebounded by Castle. San Antonio leading by 3. A pass to Fox. Here's Champagnie. 7 points in the game. Shoots from 12. It's good. Wembanyama has got 6 here in this quarter.
Going to Wembanyama, any chance you get just makes a whole lot of sense. Victor is really on fire tonight.
Now here's Tatum. 25 points in the game. Five to shoot. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Oh, another huge night for Tatum. One of the top scorers in the NBA. Jason beats you in so many different ways.
Castle with it. Light covering. A pass to Fox. Lets the 3 fly. That one doesn't drop. And so White will bring it up for Boston. They trail by 3. Brown gets it done inside.
Well, Jaylen Brown has quality handles now. Relentless on the attack when he's got the rock in his hands.
And a guy who has a quick release and has distance to his shots. Derek Whitehorse converts his chances.
You know what, Kev? There's so many things to love about Derek White. He's arguably the greatest shot-blocking guard in the league. He has a knack for making big shots, and the thing that maybe is most impressive is he gets past grenades at the end of a shot clock and has the temperament to stand in and deliver.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Here's Pritchard. After the basket by San Antonio. Vucevic to the pass to Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Pass to Castle. Here's Champagnie. He's got 7. Back from outside. Boston grabs the miss. Brown's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Tatum. And again, it's Boston converting.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Here's Castle. A three from Barnes connects from three-point range. Barnes has got the game tied up here for the Spurs.
That's called working the catch-and-shoot game to perfection. Barnes on balance and on point with his shot mechanics.
Tatum against Barnes. Goes up to the stripe. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Tatum's got 17 now, just in the second half.
Boy, his offensive game has changed the tenor of this basketball game.
Right at the free throw line. Here's Wembanyama. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Jason Tatum. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. Vassell, he's checked in for San Antonio. Harper comes in for Fox.
One shot.
Considered by many to be the best prospect since LeBron James, Wembanyama seems determined to reach his full potential.
Tatum looking around. Over in the corner, Pritchard. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Pritchard's got 5 points so far. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Celtics. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. We've got Peyton Pritchard. Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Walsh in at the 4 slot. That's the Boston 5. Here's Fox. And Pritchard pulls it down.
Sometimes you just lose that little bit of focus, and this is what happens.
Back to Tatum. From the arc. Rebound San Antonio.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And Fox gets it to go.
Yeah, when Fox gets into a rhythm, he is tough. Having himself a night.
Now here's Vucevic. Now Tatum. Fades and shoots. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Well, you see the effectiveness of Jason Tatum in close. Don't sleep on both his strength and his length.
Harper with a screen on Pritchard. Barnes dishes to Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Boy, as tight as this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
They set the pick. Pass to Walsh. Now Pritchard. Guarded by Fox. Beyond the arc. Here's Walsh. San Antonio with the rebound. Fox has got 4 rebounds in this game. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. And the shot goes in. Fox has got 15 points in just the second half. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Boston Celtics. A 2-point game. Here's Vucevic. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Anytime someone can knock down mid-range Jays, it opens up the floor. Nikola Vucevic doing just that.
Outside, Fox. Banked in off the glass. Fox has got 27.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here's Tatum for 3. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got 4 rebounds now tonight. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Here's Fox, and he uses the glass on the layup. Now it's a 4-point Spurs lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Ah, here comes Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Guys, we had to take flight to get to this game tonight, but here's a guy who simply takes flight and flies that wheel on the basketball court. I mean, it's pretty surreal to watch a guy who can elevate to that level.
And San Antonio has possession after the basket by Boston. 3-pointer, Fox. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Lynx checked in. The Celtics have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. Outside Tatum. The 3. It's rebounded by De'Aaron Fox. The Spurs have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Barnes passes to Olynyk. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And here's Harper from the arc. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Brown's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Shireman. Tatum, that's for 2. Rebounded by the Spurs. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Outside, Fox. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Fox has got 12 points now in the quarter.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
It's Brown on the wing. Strong finish through the contact from Brown.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Sam Hauser's checked in for Boston. White comes in for Pritchard. The Spurs making a switch here. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there. Now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thanks so much. Pass to Champagny. To the right side. Wembanyama against Vucevic. And that one's good. Wembanyama.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Outside, White. Here's Tatum. Tatum slips by the contact inside.
Boy, phenomenal ball control by Jason Tatum, just showing exactly how creative he can be.
Pass to Champagny. Wembanyama down low. Vucevic on him. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. And sends Victor Wembanyama to the free throw line. That one on Vucevic. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for San Antonio.
They're still slashing and attacking the rim, and the defense yet to make the adjustment and keep the ball in front.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
Free throw good, Wembanyama.
And there wasn't a whole lot of waiting around to find out if Wembanyama was the real deal or not. He established himself very early on as an elite talent in this league, and his potential is unreal.
Tatum no good. San Antonio leading by 5. Castle on the wing. Light covering. Pass to Wembanyama. Shoots over Vucevic. And there's Wembanyama on the assist by Johnson.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Outside Tatum. And another basket for Boston.
Jason Tatum's jumper is just so pure. This guy is on point with the midi right now.
Outside Harper. Vucevic against Wembanyama. Outside Harper. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over White. And Boston with the rebound. Brown's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Tatum. Inside Tatum, automatic.
I'll tell you, they're leaning hard on this guy, but he's going to need some help here.
Spurs leading by 3. Pass to Champagnie. Johnson with a screen on Tatum. Shot by Champagnie, no good. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Count it.
And you see the unselfishness right there. Brown wanting to keep his teammates involved.
Here's Harper. And Harper slams it in.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
And here's Tatum for 3. Wembanyama with the rebound. Wembanyama's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Spurs working the ball around now. Johnson for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. And now a 6-point San Antonio lead.
When Johnson's feeling it from range, he can be lethal.
Outside Tatum. Pass to Hauser. Fires the 3. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Wembanyama against Vucevic. Johnson left side. Rebound Boston.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
Tatum against Johnson. Now here's Tatum. Defense right on him. Here's White to tie it up. And they get it back.
That's 2 triples for him. 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
San Antonio's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. And the Celtics making a change here. Kate is checked in. The Spurs also changing it up. Vassell, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Fox in for Harper. Outside Vassell. Outside Fox. Puts it up from 15. Not that time. It won't go. This possession gives them a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, they don't want to let this one slip away.
Brown.
You have to admire the growth of Jaylen Brown. He comes in as an attacking athlete. He's now a better passer, and he absolutely is a knockdown three-point shooter.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
You think about what Jaylen Brown brings to the table. Elite athleticism, three-point shot making, attacking the rim in transition, so much to like.
He makes one of two that time.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
Now Fox. Wembanyama, a screen on one. 6 to shoot. Here's the break. Brown jammed in. He was headed straight to the hoop the whole way.
You can tell Jaylen Brown embraces these kinds of moments. Big-time bucket.
White against Fox. Wembanyama left side. That one's off, still out of sync. The Celtics with the lead. Now here's Tatum. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. .21 left to play here in the fourth. Here's White from outside. Three. Good.
Derek White, high-pressure situation, no problem.
Fox against White. Off the glass.
And accepting his role as a leader. Fox wants to come through for his guys in the big moments.
Outside Tatum. Here's White. Here's the three. Wembanyama rips down the rebound. Takes it from 10. The basket is good.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Now here's Tatum. The three doesn't go. Got it to go off the glass.
And that was so clutch. I mean, they're in front by the slimmest of margins, in need of a stop right here.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. So I'm looking at the clock. And, guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
Always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high-percentage look, if that's at all possible.
Now here's Tatum. He's guarded closely. Wembanyama rips down the rebound. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Thoughts on what Coach wants to do here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
Outside Tatum. Unloads. Oh, the slam dunk.
And he's stroking it well, but he just hasn't shown the aggressiveness that they need out of him. Probably in front by more if he was taking more shots.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Fires. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
Always doubted on the kid, what they tend to do. In terms of motivation, what they said to you. Hate mail all day, it's the price that you pay. In the holiday, like this is gonna take patience. Work constant, check up steady maintenance. You might lose.
These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Down on the block, it's Tatum with Kata. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the 3, the small forward. Wembanyama just too big down low.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Outside, White. Down against Castle. Wembanyama rips down the rebound. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for the Spurs. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And yeah, it's good.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Now here's Brown. Here's Tatum. Again, what an avalanche.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show.
Boy, if you think about everything Jason Tatum does for his team, it's at a high level. And he doesn't ever get the full recognition he deserves. This guy is the very definition of franchise player.
Up top, Fox. Here is Wembanyama. Oh, my goodness. Wembanyama delivers the hammer.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
That's a great look at that move from the Connecticut Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Tatum outside. Outside Brown. Shoots the 3. And it misses. Spurs leading by 3. Outside, Fox. Castle fires. Off target from outside. For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the floor since the start of overtime. Here's White. There's the shot. Wembanyama rips down the rebound. Vassell outside. Now Wembanyama. There's the steal. Now Brown. A putback. Fighting for each chance, but comes up empty. Here's the teardrop. Yeah, count it.
Well, when you're in transition, the pass should lead the break, and that's exactly what was done in easy 2.
What's up?
Celtics trail by 6. And here is Brown. Tatum down low. And he banks the layup in.
Well, Jason Tatum, in a big moment, he is unafraid.
And stolen by Tatum. Here's White. Tosses it up. Takes advantage. That J is good.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Outside, Fox. Wembanyama, a screen on White. Rebounded by Tatum. For Boston, they've gotten off to a less than ideal start here in overtime offensive, hitting only 3 of their first 8 shots. And stolen by Vassell. Now Castle. Fox with it, picked up by Brown. Nice use of the glass on the field.
And that's Fox saying, I'm the top dog here. You need a big basket, you come to me.
What's up?
Big point onto the lead. Great N1 play, showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
Tatum with it. White outside. He takes it in. Got it.
Gentlemen, that is about excellent concentration from Derek White. You play through the foul. Now you get the old-fashioned three-point opportunity.
And that one falls for White.
Some big-time stuff at the line. But, hey, listen, this is what we have come to expect from him.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Well, those are exactly the opportunity this offense is looking to create.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Now Brown. Tatum! Castle pulls it down. And they go to the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Known for his strong defense, Castle is someone any coach would love to have. He is a hard-working rookie.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, just step to the line with confidence, and this young man delivers. Nicely done.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
Wembanyama reels it in. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Let's lose a 3. Wembanyama reels it in.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They've used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.